President-elect Trump also voiced his opposition to the deal. I guess, obviously we had you guys join us here at Hudson today, primarily to sort of speak to a wider audience, especially down here in DC. In terms of, are there one or two things that you really want to make sure that sort of this wider audience should know about the steel from your perspectives, especially as the people who are either working in the plants or living in the communities where these plants are such a major part of?
So for me, yeah, very frustrated with the news that came out last night. I thought, I didn't think that, I didn't expect that to come out. So that was like a gut punch. But I'd like them to know that, whatever, I would like to sit down and talk to them and find out what other plan they have if they don't like this deal. What's better? What other ideas that you have that's going to be better than that? Because we don't have one. I can't think of another better idea in the investments. And I just want them to realize that, they say these things in the media, and the stance that they take is going to affect thousands of steelworker jobs. And that's very frustrating to me, to potentially lose these jobs to these families. And maybe I just wish they'd talk to the people that actually are affected by this.
Jack?
Look, at the end of the day, if this deal does not go through, like Jason just said, if there's something else in place, tell us. We would love to know. But what we have in front of us right now seems like a fantastic opportunity, not only for my family, but decades to come. More people. Look, I have to go get new hires in 2 days that just got hired. I want them folks to be able to retire from this company. And we feel that the investment from the pond will give them the capability. Look, them, their children, their grandchildren. That's what this deal will give the capability of a lot of families to have. And also, people say that this deal doesn't go through. U.S. Steel, they can survive on their own. They have the money. We're told that U.S. Steel will not remain U.S. Steel, whether or not this deal goes through. So, people call it a threat. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But we have to plan to move forward like it's a true threat, that they will not remain the company that they are today. That's how we have to proceed, to secure the jobs for many, many families to come. And like Mayor Kelly said, one of our jobs affects 7 other people's jobs. Them communities will be an absolute ghost town if this shuts down. There will be not only our 3,000 jobs, there's going to be a lot more jobs that are going to be lost if this bill does not go through. Our job is to sit here and try to fight for the members on the floor to make sure that they have benefits, income, to be able to provide for their families. And like I said, the International does a fantastic job and always has and always will have our best interests at heart. So we hope at the end of the day that they will do right by us, all of our families and future families to come, to secure employment in the Mon Valley and across the rest of the United States at all the rest of our plants.
There we go. You get the last word.
Maybe
What do you want to make sure?
I was going to say maybe they have a concept of the land. Come in, talk to the municipality leaders, talk to the families it's going to affect, talk to the school district who's going to have to cut jobs, cut the teachers, the services. It's all going to be passed on to the residents, senior citizen taxes are going up. Just come in and talk. Talk to the workers, talk to the municipality. Tell us why you're against it. And be honest about it. That's all. Honesty pays off.
Well, hopefully you guys will be just as honest during the Q&A session that we'd like to sort of kick off with.
Peter.
Before you ask your question, please identify your wait for a microphone and also identify yourself.
Hi, Peter Summer with Capital Intelligence BBN. My question is, can you understand why President Trump-elect, who's supposed to be the most pro-business president ever, and this is good for Pittsburgh, this is fantastic for Gary, Indiana, Pittsburgh is the headquarters of Westinghouse, and they're going to get billions and billions of dollars of rebuilding the Polish nuclear power industry sector. They're also going to Ukraine. Why would President Trump be against the Nippon Steel deal? And who do you suspect? Is it Cleveland Cliffs that's owned by a Brazilian? Is that behind it in Ohio? I mean, you must know more. I mean, this is surprising. It surprises everyone who's followed Trump in the administration.
Yeah, so last night, like I said, was very frustrating. I've been to some Trump rallies. I've spoken at a Trump rally. I've got to meet the president as well. And I hear what he says. He says, I want, investment from foreign countries into the United States. And I also want to, save American jobs. Well, you have both in one deal. You have investment from a foreign country, and you have save American jobs. So you get two birds in one stone. I just don't see the problem. I don't understand why. That's why I would like to speak with him again and find out why. Why do you want to kill this deal?
It said in McCormick supporting this deal?
McCormick, I'm talking about President Trump.
Yeah, but is McCormick supporting it?
As far as I know, I haven't heard him come out in public.
Anyone else? Or should we? Yes, gentleman in the front.
I'm telling you everything I know. You're looking at me like I'm hiding something.
No, Cleveland Cliffs. I mean, it's Ohio based. Is it because they just want to take it over for a cheaper price?
Who the hell in Pittsburgh likes anything from Cleveland?
We got this out like.
All right, thanks.
So,
Yeah.
in regards to Cleveland Cliffs, when we sat down with President McCall,
Yeah.
I flat out looked him in the eye and asked him, if there's something else in place, please tell us. Please. And he gave zero indication that there was anything going with Cliffs. So if there is, we don't know about it.
Tell us one thing. They can't do it.
I mean, when you press them, when you talk to folks who are sort of connected to this deal, like, when you press upon that, what is their response? Did they sort of just sidestep that, or?
Well, no, it's like, we're gonna get back to you, we're gonna discuss it. They're not gonna discuss. They've already, they're either pro or for it, but some of them are just waiting to be told how they're supposed to vote.
So one of the things that I would like to know more about the deal is, we all know what the committed investment is in the One Valley, okay, the $1 billion hot mill, the $300 million that they're committing to the blast furnace. I personally would like to know what the plan is moving forward for the rest of the company, all the other plants. I would like to know what the plan is at each plant. What they plan on doing to keep all our other members and all the other plants working for years to come. That's one of the main things that I would like to learn more about.
Jason?
Yeah, the same thing. I mean, we obviously looking out for the valley first. That's where we work. That's where we live. But of course, what Jack said, we're looking out for the whole steel company and all the members that are represented.
So in closing, I sort of just want to close with this one last question, right? So,
Cliffs, who doesn't have the finances, apparently. And then I started calling around and doing as much research as I can, and I found out how easy it was to get the top executives from Nippon on the phone or visit and listen to their commitments to the workers, and just extremely satisfied. There's no question in my mind that it's the best deal moving forward.
And first, I think I saw a recent news article with you in your holding court in your office in your garage and meeting with Mr. Mori of Nippon Steel, who's really driving this deal with Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel. I mean, what was that conversation like? What did you guys talk about? What were the things that you really wanted to raise with him?
Well, the first visit I had to him was a walking tour of the Nippon plant in Wheeling. I can't walk very well, so I had the opportunity to sit there with your three top executives for 2 hours. And you learn a lot about somebody in 2 hours. You learn about their families, their commitments, their beliefs. So he was gracious enough to call and says, my office is in my garage. I got run out of my garage for political reasons. Make the best of it. And he came and said, I'm going to come to your garage. And 5 individuals that were executives came, and they just reiterated their commitment to the community and how grateful they were to finally get some kind of support, even though we're a small town. Nobody was coming forward to help them with this deal. And, you know, you gotta remember, these steel workers, they just two guys sitting on the table here, but when I go to the grocery store, that's the guy in front of me. We're at the restaurant, that's the family over there. Where the kids playing football, that's their sons. And it devastates the community if that was to be taken away.
Okay, well, I'm really glad that you got a chance to sort of talk to them in depth during their various visits. But I guess in terms of like, was there? So I think Jason mentioned a little bit about getting a chance to talk to the folks at Wheeling Nippon. But I guess what was the process of sort of just learning more about Nippon Steel? Like, was that easy? Was that like did you have a wide network of contacts be it in the communities where Nippon Steel has plants? Like, how did you go about finding that information about what they would like to live with or work
Well,
with?
we talked to business owners, and that particular day at the tour, and just regular citizens. But I have followed up, and I've called everybody, like in the social or fraternal organizations that rely on, you know, cohesiveness in the community. And I did it outside of the area of Wheeling, where a lot of these people would be working, and Alabama and Houston, and they all had the same thing. This is the best deal. These people that own and operate Nippon Steel are the real deal. They're genuine. They're compassionate. And I continue to. I did not interact with one person that said anything negative about Nippon. Not one. And I'm talking hundreds.
Was there someone for you guys as well, Jack, Jason? In terms of like, just like part of the sort of information gathering process?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, it started slow. We, you know, kind of took a back seat and let the international do their thing. And when we realized there was not a lot of, you know, meetings going on and things like that, we started to try to meet with them as well. Obviously, we don't have any negotiating power or anything like that, but just to talk and ask the questions that our members want to know. You know, walk the floor every day. They want to know what's going on. What are the investments? What are their plans? Because we're not hearing that from anyone else. So we wanted to get all those questions answered and report back to the individuals we represent.
Well, so I'm glad you were sort of talking about the aspect in terms of, you know, your members asking you questions about, you know, trying to find out more about the steel, you know, the various questions that they have. One, if you could sort of shed a little light on what are the questions that they were really prioritizing that they want to learn about the steel, right? Obviously, you guys are in local union leadership positions where you have a little better access to information. But, you know, what did your members want to learn? And I guess, what was your level of communication with, say, USW national leadership in terms of like this information process?
So the information that the members wanted to know was basically the meat and potatoes of the deal. What all's going to entail. The overall big picture, everything that we all wanted to know, what we were all trying to find out at the time. At that time, we were still trying to dig and find out everything that we possibly could. So the longer this has went on, we were able to find out more information. Now, as far as the interaction with the international, we really didn't have a whole lot of interaction with them at the time. But look, they're good at what they do. We're thankful for everything that we have. It's because of them at the end of the day. So we instill that confidence in them to, you know, represent us the way that, you know, they always have, and I'm sure that they always will. So we didn't have a lot of information, you know, at the time, and I don't know that they did either.
Okay, fair enough. You work with international.
We do communicate with the other locals. We have the vice president at Clarendon is on board. He finally, you know, listened to us and talked to us, asked the questions, and he's kind of taken a whole lot of horns at Clarendon and got a lot of the members on board. And unfortunately, Edgar Thompson, they're dealing with the international ones on their union leadership, and there's a lot of guys that are vocal, that are ex-union leaders, that are getting involved and going to the meetings with us, asking the questions, and then reporting back to the floor, you know, to the guys that are working on the floor.
Like, how does it usually work between international headquarters and sort of local unions. Like, what is the exchange of views process like? If you can sort of shine a little light on it, because I think that's one of the issues that I think a lot of us are still unclear about, and would love to learn more.
So the international, we don't usually speak directly to, the international president. We speak with our district director, his name's Bernie Hall. So if we have questions, we would reach right out to Bernie himself, talk to him, and he's kind of like the middleman. Before we did have a meeting, we requested a meeting with President McCall. It was October 2nd. Sat down and just had some questions with him and wanted to know why he was against the deal, and is there any other deals going on that we don't know about? Help us understand why you're so opposed to this deal when literally our jobs are, on the line here in the valley.
And what was the answer when you raised these sort of questions?
Look, President McCall, to our knowledge from the word go, has requested from the pawn, how can I word it, everything to be put in writing, a detailed proposal. He's looking for a detailed proposal of where all the investments are going to go, which plants, how much, what's the plan, the $1 billion hot mill, a projected start date, a projected end date, the $300 million to the blast furnace, 14 blast furnace. So he has asked for a detailed proposal in writing by the ultimate parent company, which our successorship language clearly states. Which all along, that's all any of us have wanted, was what we have. We have to keep what we have, which to our knowledge, Nippon has agreed to, but we don't know that if they provided him with that exact information that he is seeking to be able to, get things rolling. We're not sure on that. But he's been clear, from the beginning that that's what he's looking for, which, so are we. That's all any of us want. So that's where that's at. I'm not sure.
Chris, and also, I guess one thing I wanted to sort of learn about is
Everything. It's so you take 1,000 people there, you can say it's employing 7,000 people in our community. That's not counting the grocery stores, the gas station. I mean, it's a ripple effect.
Right.
It would be devastating for a small town.
Okay. The whole issue about national security has been a huge sort of point of contention, especially by a lot of the sort of the political observers in this case. I guess my question is, we talked a little bit about your engagement with USW International, with Nippon Steel, but obviously the politicians, right, be it local politicians or national level politicians, have been talking a lot about this case. What has been your sort of experience in engaging with them, be it on a sort of the local, state, or national level? Like, what has that been like?
Well, I've sent letters to just about everybody that represents me in the state of Pennsylvania. And the only thing I've gotten back is a generic canned foreign letter about national security. The presidential candidates won't even take your call. I mean, they're not talking to the people whose jobs are going to be affected. They're all talking this broader, we can't sell for, U.S. Steel, an iconic company. But if you get a return call, come and meet them. The one Fetterman, he lives in the shadow of the steel mill. It's right across the street. And these are the guys that are going to lose their job if it doesn't go through. I can't get a return call from him. And we border him. He was the mayor of Braddock, I'm the mayor of West Mifflin. There's only a river in between us. Can't get a return call. And this was going on for months.
So obviously we all know it was an election year, and nobody was really speaking and taking a stance on pretty much anything. So since the vote is over, we've been getting lots of calls and meeting with a lot of politicians. We got a full day today after we were here with a few other politicians to hopefully get our message out to explain to them how important it is for us to the investments and to keep our jobs in the long term.
And what has sort of been the response to that sort of outreach effort, either after September when deal looked like it was in jeopardy, or after the election on November 5th? Like, what has been the response from sort of the political side?
Everyone that I've talked to in the last few weeks, it's been positive. They say they understand the deal now that they've talked to, people from Mifflin, people from U.S. Steel. They've talked to Jack and myself and other union members, just regular members that we brought to the meetings, and they're said they were going to take a stance and support us.
was in Houston, North American Steel. The last time I checked, Houston was in the United States. How ridiculous. I mean, Mitsubishi just bought a plant in the county right next to us, Westmoreland County, where they produce the chips that are going into the fighter jets. How is that not a national threat? Another steel worker, Hong Kong just bought a steel plant. Belgium. Whatever.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Jason.
I mean, in my opinion, it's not. And if this company wasn't called United States Steel,
Mhm.
I don't think we would even be talking about it.
You're right.
So I do want to sort of raise the question of